Alright, hello there everyone, this is Kingdom. Today I'm bringing you a game from the Alienware Arena Invitational Tournament. I kind of broke off casting these games because I went home over Christmas break, so I'm going to pick up where I left off. This is a game from round of 32. This is GloryPushMid on the Dire against Turn of Fate on the Radiant. Got this replay from the Doomsday, captain of GloryPushMid, so thanks to him, kudos. Alright, so this game, this is a best of 3 series, game 1. So just gonna go ahead and talk a little bit about picks and bans here while the pick phase finishes up. Bounty Hunter first pick at the time, very popular first pick, and still a very strong hero. Used a lot in that offlane role where he's able to get his level 6 and then get a bunch of track gold. Queen of Pain's gonna be the solo mid there for GloryPushMid, and Leshrac I'm guessing is going to be a support hero in a tri-lane. Don't know what the tri-lane hero is going to be. Tiny, actually, so Wisp is another option. He's not banned out, so they can do the Tiny Wisp, which is a very scary combo if they're able to get it off. Of course, this leaves Turn of Fate needing to pick themselves a carry. They've got a Darkseer for their offlane, Tidehunter probably in a support position, although Bad Rider could also jungle. Tidehunter can solo mid, Rubik supporting then, leaving probably, I guess, some carry player for Giggles McMuffin to play. You're going to see what that one is. Naga's out of the pool, CK's out of the pool, so are Sven and Lone Druid, who are some of Giggles McMuffin's favorite heroes. So we're going to have to see what they pick up. Void is always an option. If you want to go anti-push / split push, I can't think of anyone really good left in the pool. Naga's probably the best one. PL is an option, but it's difficult against Tiny, who gets all of that splash damage as well as Leshrac and Queen of Pain's AoE damage. I guess you could also opt for, it's kind of a hard pick at this point. Skeleton King could be an option in this scenario. There's no mana draining heroes on the enemy team, and they're not going to pick a Marana or an anti-mage at this point. I mean, Marana getting a Diffusal Blade, and you can get a couple other people with Diffusal Blade, Phantom Lancer, but none of those people who drain mana really fit into the Dire lineup at this point, so Skeleton King is an option. He'd be a little harder, a little more ganking oriented, and slightly less able to go toe-to-toe with Tiny late game, I think. However, he's still a very strong hero. He can die. He can tank all those AoE spells, die, and then come right back, and then die again because he has an Aegis. And then by the time you kill him the 3rd time, he's already got his ultimate back up because it's got a 60-second cooldown. It's a good hero. I doubt they'll pick it though. It'd be cool, you know. Just sit here theorycrafting. Lifestealer, okay, that's actually a very good pickup. That Rage will prevent not only all of Tiny's nukes and all of the spell damage currently on the GloryPushMid lineup, but it will also, I'm pretty sure that Crag Exterior does not go through. Crag Exterior does not go through BKB. So when Lifestealer is in Rage form, he'll be able to beat on this Tiny without taking damage. Quick drinking break. I have with me my ever faithful casting companion, alcohol. This time in the form of rum and coke, but you know, he's always there for me. That alcohol. Waiting for, I guess, one more support to go into a tri-lane with that Tiny. Wisp is an option, although I'm not sure they're going to do it. There's really no global defense. There's a couple squishy heroes that would be easy to pick off. No Disruptor on the enemy lineup. Just comes down to, you're not really going to be able to gank the Lifestealer because he's got his Magic Immunity and Infest. Rubik's easily ganked. Tidehunter's a little bit too squishy for that. I'm sorry, a little bit too tanky to be ganked. He's not squishy enough. And then you're, other than, I'm not really sure who else is. Darkseer's got his Surge, so he's a little bit harder to gank. I mean, they've got the stun, so it's not too much of an issue. Just, you know, thinking about, it's going to be a Venomancer. Alright, so they don't want to go for the Tiny Wisp thing. They're going to instead pick up a Venomancer. We're just going to give them a little bit more pushing power, as well as anti-push in the mid-game from those wards. Very good early game ganking hero with his Gale Insane Slow. So both of these lineups, I think, are pretty strong. Lifestealer's got a lot of options for who he wants to infest for a Nake's Bomb. You can infest the Rubik or the Tidehunter, who might be picking up Blink Daggers. Infest the Darkseer, who gets Surged. Confess the Firefly and Surged Bat Rider, which is always a fun combination. So plenty of fun combos down there from Turn of Fate. And then in the GloryPushMid style, is very mobile. Tiny's a pretty fast-moving hero. Queen of Pain, of course, with her Blink. Bounty Hunter's pretty quick, especially with that track movement speed bonus. So laning phase, I kind of want to favor Dire a little bit. Quap is a very strong laner. Bounty Hunter gets, I don't know, Quap actually might have some difficulty against a Bat Rider. I think really she's only 550 range instead of 600, so it's a little bit more difficult for her to stay out of the way of napalm stacks, and because her blink forces her to, when she blinks, she turns before she blinks, so actually getting napalm stacks can slow down her blinks. But at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and introduce players here. We've got Shani on the Leshrac here, Nirkad on the Venomancer, Wave of Mutilation playing this Bounty Hunter Smog on the Queen of Pain, and last but not least Doomsday playing the carry Tiny, probably going to be going on a safe lane tri-lane. On the other side of the map, Turn of Fate, Giggles McMuffin is going to be playing his Lifestealer. He tends to go, I'm trying to remember, he has this very particular item build that he gets. It might be, I think he might get a BKB, I don't even remember. Cakewand is going to be playing this support Tidehunter. Solo mid is going to be PN actually on the Rubik. Batrider will be in the jungle. It will be Devdis playing that one up. And on the long lane will be Static on the Darkseer. Computer issues. Chewbacca. I'm going to go ahead and speed through the computer issues so that we don't have to worry about them. Yeah, so that's actually going to be Rubik against the Queen of Pain mid, and the Rubik might have a little bit of a difficult time with that, a little bit harder of a time than the Bat Rider would have had. However, Bat Rider will be getting pretty decent farm in the jungle. He's able to stack and then get a bunch of creeps stacked up, Firefly, and then they'll follow him along the Firefly path, taking a bunch of damage and dying. He can take a couple camps out that way. Bounty Hunter in the long lane should also be able to do pretty well on the other hand, because instead of having a tri-lane, you've got your Bat Rider in the jungle, and your Tidehunter and Knife Stealer are probably not going to be able to kill the Bounty Hunter. They don't have the lockdown or CNViz to take care of that. More rum, more coke. But at the same time, they ought to be able to push him back out of experience range with the threat of the Gush, with the threat of the Anchor Smash, and the threat of an Open Wounds, which actually Muffin has skilled Open Wounds first. And what that's going to do is, if Bounty Hunter gets a little bit out of position, it's going to give him the opportunity to capitalize that error, and it's also going to give him the ability to give Tidehunter lifesteal as well. So, extra lifesteal. Go for it. Top lane, you're going to have Darkseer, who I think, did he take Surge first? Yeah, he took Surge first, so he will be able to get a little bit closer and take some, get some XP because he's got the Surge to get away. Of course, can't get slowed. Now, I think this Venomancer should have instead, he went for Gale first. If he's going to be sitting here trading right-clicks with the Darkseer, he's probably better off getting a level of Poison Sting first. Granted, it's not as high of a slow, but slows don't matter against Darkseer. What matters is the extra damage that really will help force this Darkseer back off lane. Actually, Darkseer did not pick up a Stout Shield. That means he's going to take a lot of damage from this harassment. Meantime, we will see actually Bounty Hunter has not been forced back off the lane. He's sitting here getting experience just as quickly as the Lifestealer, in fact, and has doesn't have any last hits yet, but will. He's got a point into Janata now, so that last hitting will become substantially easier. Tidehunter, while he's doing this, he's looking around for the Dire Ward. It is, of course, sitting hidden in these trees here. Gonna have to eat some trees if he wants to get to it. Otherwise, all of these camps, this pull camp is going to remain blocked off. Lifestealer will get pretty much uninterrupted farm here, so he should be able to do pretty well. Bounty Hunter can't really contest the lane for him until he gets another level or two into Janata. And right now, and at the rate it's going right now, I think the Lifestealer will be significantly ahead at that point. Moreover, he's got 2 points into Rage already, so if it comes down to a man fight, Lifestealer is going to win that with a lot of extra attack speed. Actually, Bounty Hunter's going to have to back off, go invisible. He's going to take damage from a Gush. Nothing too significant. Queen of Pain, let's take a look at the mid lane here really quickly. Queen of Pain is actually going to see the Darkseer, find a Darkseer here all for herself with Surge on cooldown. There's a point into Blink. She's going to go ahead and blink up the hill, deal a little bit more harass before Darkseer runs away. Send the illusions forward. Not going to be able to do any more damage because Darkseer is just a little bit too quick. Darkseer should probably just go into the jungle, get another couple levels before he goes and tries to lane up against this Tiny. Now Tiny hasn't actually taken any damage from the Darkseer. He's just kind of taking damage, I guess, from tanking creeps. I don't know. Whatever. But he is, however, farming pretty darn well. Not quite as well as the Lifestealer, but pretty well. And they might be able to take this tower before the Radiant are able to take their safe lane tower. Because Tiny right-click, you've got Venomancer wards. And actually, Venomancer doesn't have any experience, so he doesn't have any wards. And Leshrac, actually, with a point into Diabolic Edict, can push this tower pretty quickly. Right now he's just jungle farming though. He's going to go ahead and all he has to do really is turn on Diabolic Edict and drop a stun, and he ought to be able to get that farm off. He's pulling though with actually a stacked pull, so this will probably take care of all of the creeps that are here. Deny a lane of experience to the Darkseer, who doesn't really have much experience anyway. He is level 3 now, got a couple creeps at his tower. Doing a little better now than he was before. Mid lane, we do see that Queen of Pain is ahead by 1 CS, so very close here on this mid lane. PN having a pretty good time on the Rubik and not really losing out to the Queen of Pain very much at all. Actually having almost a little bit of level experience because that Queen of Pain roamed out, filled up her bottle, and went against the Darkseer. Missed a bunch of creeps during that lag period of time. So Rubik trying to push the lane out so that he can go and get the 4-minute rune. Doesn't look like he'll be able to. Creeps are sitting dead center. Quab's probably going to move down and try to drop a Scream of Pain to push those creeps back. No. Let's see, where's the rune going to spawn? It's going to be bottom. Rubik guesses top and misses because he doesn't have vision. This means Queen of Pain will get the 4-minute rune and will be able to get more mana and more HP to continue spamming spells and pushing Rubik a little further back. So he's going to have to be more careful now in this mid lane now that he doesn't have the regen. He does, however, still have the level advantage because Queen of Pain is almost half a level behind him at this point. Batrider in the jungle. Queen of Pain's going to come in and try to take some of this farm. She's going to get a couple of those last hits off, but not quite enough. No, she will get that one as well. So Batrider not getting as much gold as he wanted to. He does, however, have boots and a stout shield already, so doing pretty well in terms of his jungle farm. This will continue as he continues to stack up creeps. He's going to do fairly well, as you can see on the gold chart. Because they have that jungler, the Radiant are at a 200 gold lead. Not a lot, but they are farming a little bit better. Moreover, Lifestealer is last hitting a little bit better than your Tiny. So right now the advantage is on the Radiant. We're going to see a go on this Bounty Hunter. He's got Invis, so it's not going to be enough to kill him. However, he will get forced back, and they can just do that as many times as they want. No, there's actually no more mana regen coming from the Radiant side, so they're not going to be able to do that again. If he drops his invisibility, he's going to go ahead and do so now. Got another Invis because Bounty Hunter, and he does that. He's got a bunch of clarities as well, so he will be able to continue doing that for a good while. Mid lane, are we seeing engagement? Not really. We're going to see a little bit of harassment going traded back and forth. Queen of Pain is going to go ahead and pop her rune and use her bottle charges to get up some more mana. Come back in hasted now, so PN really has to be careful. No, the creeps are not in the favor of Queen of Pain, so she's not going to be able to dive that tower. Top lane, let's see how Darkseer is doing. It's up to level 4 now, so not nearly as bad. We take a look at the level chart here, and we do see that it looks Rubik and Queen of Pain in the middle who are doing the best. Bounty Hunter actually is out-leveling the Lifestealer now, up almost a whole level over the Lifestealer, so he's doing a very good job in controlling this lane. I think it's been was the deciding factor was that the Titan Hunter came in and stole some experience. However, this Lifestealer is a pretty high level and will be capable of, and is definitely capable of handling this lane by himself. Bounty Hunter, though, is level 6, and really they should try and set up a gank. They've got a very ganking heavy lineup. Tiny, of course, even though he's a carry who tends to farm, looks like he will be going for that drum. He is also at the same time a very capable ganker. We see TP to the mid lane. We're going to see PN coming in, try to repel this push. Venomancer is going to get picked up into the air. There's a Ion Shell gonna pick off that Venomancer. First blood goes down. Now Darkseer falls in return, but it looks like Tiny might go down as well. One more right click. No, the body block from Leshrac. Excellent play from Shawnee. Now he might go down. Denied. Leshrac denies Tiny? Oh, Queen of Pain. The Gale was stolen, so Tiny would have died to the Gale. Leshrac actually gets the deny off, but then falls of his own. So PN gets a couple kills. That deny was massive, though. I was like, Rubik doesn't have the spells. How is he denied? Top lane here, we're going to see it's not really a push. They're just kind of in the area to be pushing, doing a little bit of damage to the tower. It's already at half health, whereas on the top lane, below half health, Instead, it comes back in on the Darkseer now that he's revived, and PN is kind of chilling here on the top lane. Now caught a couple bottle charges as well, so he will be able to possibly push this lane with some Ion Shell. He can also TP somewhere else. He's close to his mana boots. No, instead he's going to pick up a TP scroll. Nice thing to have. Looks like you're going to see a 3-man coming in. Surge Darkseer is going to come right in, but he could get stunned up. No, that Avalanche is going to miss. So is the Leshrac stun, so it looks like 2 people are going to fall here. There goes the Leshrac. Venomancer also tossed, stolen by the Rubik, means that Tiny will fall as well. There's 3 dead on the top lane already. Here comes a Bat Rider, not level 6, only level... No, he is level 6. Can he get a grab off? No. Will not be able to. Darkseer falls in the background in the meantime. 6-2 now. Darkseer having fallen twice, but he's got himself a couple kills. Sitting on an even kill-death ratio right now, so he's doing pretty well. Bat Rider's also strolling up to the mid lane. He's got his Tranquil Boots up. So we'll see. Probably he's going to go for a Blink Dagger next, unless he wants to get a tanking item first. Not sure what he'll look for. Let's see. PN is also going to roam around. I think the 8-minute rune has been picked up by the Queen of Pain. It's not anywhere on the map. I don't know what it was. It's not in her bottle, is it? No, it's not in her bottle, so I don't actually know what the rune was. Don't know if it was used either. Because Muffin's going to continue farming on the bottom lane, and I believe that he is still leading in farm. He is by almost a full... Because Tiny took those falls there, 20 last hit advantage on the Lifestealer now, so his farm's getting pretty ridiculous. Looks like he may be going for a Midas first. Nothing of his on the... Yeah, no, actually he's going for an Armlet first. He's got his treads already, an Orb of Venom picked up. I like this. This is going to give him extra slow, even on a Bounty Hunter who, once he goes invisible, and it's going to allow him to do a lot more right clicks and be a lot less kiteable. If he builds it into a Scotty, it's going to make me so much happier. Feast, of course, is not an orb-based lifesteal effect, and it stacks with all other kinds of lifesteal, so he can get a Vlad's or a Helm of the Dominator if he really wants to steal some life. Top lane looks like there's a 4-man push going on. Bounty Hunter has rotated up here. Edict will bring down the tower, and this is only the first tower to fall in this game at 10 minutes. See, Tiny's going to continue farming here. He's up to 38 last hits now, getting a wand next. Got that up in his inventory, as well as most of a bracer, so we'll see him probably finish up the bracer before he sends himself his items on the courier. Looks like someone's TPing bottom. It is going to be the Queen of Pain. She's not really going to be able to do anything. There's 4 levels into Rage on this Lifestealer. He's going to be able to back off just fine right now. I was really waiting for Queen of Pain to blink forward before he pops his Rage in order to dodge Scream of Pain damage. However, I don't think there's any... There's not going to be any forthcoming. There's another Poison Dagger going down. Actually, Queen of Pain has to back off now because here comes PN is coming in with the Rubik. She's going to get tossed back. Lifestealer goes ahead and pops tons of damage, brings down the Queen of Pain, who was way out of position. Bad Rider was even there in the background to pick her off if she got away. And now with that tower down, these guys can go ahead and push tier 2 if they want to. Instead, no, it looks like they're going to rotate mid to prevent a push here. 4 men from the Dire side coming in. You see Rubik dropping off his Fade Bolt. You're going to see TP in from the Tidehunter. Is he level 6? No. K1 is not level 6. He's only level 5 and not able to drop off a Ravage, but more TPs come in. Here comes the Darkseer as well. Definitely going to very quickly repel down this push. No one actually getting the last hits on these wards. It's free gold going down the drain. Queen of Pain goes in and teleports up to the top lane. Now I think this is a little bit problematic because your Tiny in this situation is not getting any farm. He still hasn't finished his drum, hasn't even finished his bracer. He's got only 38 last hits 11 minutes into the game. He's going to rotate up to the top lane where he's able to get possibly another couple last hits. Waiting, he will get the last hit on that siege unit. Going to wait and get some more last hits onto the creeps here. See if he can make his way a little bit back up towards that Lifestealer. Lifestealer, of course, is having the time of his life in the jungle. Now already has an armlet and treads up at minute 12, level 9, one of the higher level units on the map, level 9 as well. Queen of Pain gets herself a double damage, and it looks like she's going to go ahead and try to backstab on this mid lane, where we're probably going to see an engagement in the near future. Tiny's coming in too, so it looks like we're seeing 5-man Dota here from this GPM squad. I'm going to try to go in and take this mid tower. Unfortunately, you've got a Bat Rider here with a lasso. You've got a Tidehunter who now does have a Ravage, and a Darkseer who's level 8, got 2 points into Vacuum already. Here comes the Queen of Pain. She's coming in, trying to get a quick pick off on the Bounty Hunter, but it's not going to be enough. Tide hasn't even used his Ravage. Drops 3 heroes already. Leshrac falls as well. Queen of Pain will be the only one to escape alive on the Dire side. And now with all those heroes dead, I will be fairly easy. No, Queen of Pain goes back in. Don't know what she's doing. Rubik didn't get a lift off. Unable to. Looks like Queen of Pain will try to get away around the secret shop. If Rubik can just get into range. No, he's not going to. He's going to go back off. Bottle up for some regen. And take the push mid lane. Ion Shell is going to be used by the Darkseer to pick off some the creep wave when it comes down. I'm assuming. I mean, it's typically what you do. Yeah, is he going to go over? No, I think they're just going to go ahead and chill. Take this creep wave. Doesn't really need it. Ion Shell will go ahead and clear this creep wave very quickly. Take the tower down, meaning there's I think it's a 1 tower advantage now for the Radiant, as well as some pretty significant farm advantage right now. Yeah, we see that the Bat Rider and the Lifestealer are the highest farmers. Tiny and Queen of Pain are not far behind the Bat Rider, but pretty far behind the Lifestealer, who is far and above. He really hasn't even been participating. He's just been farming by himself. Bounty Hunter in kind of no man's land here. Goes invisible so they know he's here. Can they find him? Can they get vision? No, there's no wards, no nothing to reveal this Bounty Hunter. He'll be able to walk away just fine. They know he's around though, so these guys will be wary. Possibly might get a clue of this gank that's coming. Venomancer, Bounty Hunter, and Tiny all here. Queen of Pain coming around the mid lane. Has herself an Invis Rune. No, didn't get an Invis Rune. I missaw that. 14-minute rune is top, and it's a haste. We see 3 in the bottom lane now from the Radiant. Almost 5 from the Dire. Queen of Pain's a little bit closer to mid. To see a TP in from the Bat Rider as well. Here's a moderately aggressive ward coming from the Dire. Possibly looking to take this tower. Bounty Hunter by himself. Looks like actually the rest of the Dire are rotating towards this mid lane. They're going to try and take this tower again, possibly. It's very low health. They'll be able to drop it pretty quickly if Tiny is able to get in there and start doing some damage. Bracer recipe up on him as well. Looks to be getting his drum in the near future. 15-minute drum. Really not that impressive, unfortunately. He really hasn't had the opportunity to farm, and very successful ganks were played against him on the top lane, so really not having the farm he wants to. Gets that tower last hit though, so he's back up in terms of gold. We go ahead and take a look at gold per minute. We will see that it's definitely Lifestealer on top, but there's only 60 gold per minute short on the Tiny. But then the rest of the Dire supports are actually doing very poorly. They're not getting very much gold at all. Makes me a little bit worried. You see a smoke gate coming from the Radiant. They're going to come up and run straight into not Bounty Hunter. It's Dispel. They're going to find the Queen of Pain. Can they get in position for a lasso? No, the blink comes off. They know the Bounty Hunter's here, but I don't think they have the vision. Throwing a blind napalm stack, not enough. Where's that? There's the vision. Is Bounty Hunter going to walk into it? Yes, he's going to get picked up. Here comes the lasso. This is a very dead Bounty Hunter. He's going to fall. Mega kill streak on your Rubik. He's now sitting at level 10. Unfortunately, their courier died. I didn't even notice that happening. We see Lifestealer's going to come back mid lane, get some more farm up on him. He's sitting at 1,500 gold already, as well as an armlet, so he's looking pretty freaking farmed. Let's see if the question is he going to be able to get a big item like a Hyperstone in the near future? Ancients are getting pulled, so he will be able to farm the Ancients, get another boost in gold. Meantime, he's going up to the top lane, getting some more last hits here. He is still well ahead of the last hit game. Tiny's getting close. Not quite there. Tiny, of course, farming the bottom lane by himself. Looks like the Radiant are going over there to stop his farm. See Tidehunter rotating that way, as well as the Darkseer and the Bat Rider. No, Bat Rider is backing off, possibly just looking for the 16-minute rune. May have been picked up by... No, it wasn't picked up here. Was it picked up by the Quap? Yeah, it was. It's an invisibility rune. So Quap has herself an invis. Unfortunately, hasn't really been able to get that big of an impact. She's going for the quick Aghanim Scepter, so she probably will get that by the time she's level 16, which is when she needs it. They're going into the jungle. They're trying to come help save their Tiny, but it's too late. Tiny gets picked off without even the use of that Bat Rider ultimate. Instead, Queen of Pain comes back in, uses her ultimate. Bounty Hunter gets the last hit there on the Bat Rider. Bat Rider falls, but Rubik comes in and gets a kill on the Queen of Pain in return. This Darkseer is chasing the Leshrac, just barely gets the kill there before he dies himself. Edict ended it just right time. No, Bounty Hunter comes back in the back. Pick off. Can we get any AoE to kill this Bounty Hunter? He's so low, but no. Is there another sentry ward? There isn't. Bounty Hunter's going to get away for free. No, he's not. He gets gushed down. Can we get one shock Fate Bolt? Right click, there it goes. Tidehunter gets it with the Anchor Smash. Bounty Hunter falls. And I think that was a 4 for 2 engagement. The Tiny did go down. Top lane, Lifestealer actually solo kills the Tiny underneath his tower. Wow, sorry for missing that. I can't say I expected it. Chase is going against him, Queen of Pain, as well as the Leshrac. Lifestealer is going to go ahead and Rage TP, so he should be fine. Nothing that the Dire can do about that. I'm going to go ahead and probably just go back to farming now. Tiny slowed down so much in his farm. 17 minutes in, and all he has is a drum and phase boots. He really needs to get to work on his... Aghanim Scepter. In the meantime, that's the item that Giggles McFuffin builds on his Lifestealer. He gets that Basher first, and I love the pickup. It's kind of cheeky, in all honesty. He goes in it's a very aggressive item, allows him to do a lot more stun, a lot more lockdown, and on top of an Orb of Venom. Are you kidding? No one's going to be able to move. That really is going to be able to give him the ability to go and pick anyone off on the map, especially like on top of a Firefly Bat Rider. So watch him for a little bit. Wait till he picks that up. Yeah, there's the bash. He's got the attack speed from it from Rage. We're going to see possibly an engagement here on the bottom lane. Oh, blink in from the Bat Rider. Immediately picks up the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter goes invis, but toss in, actually still stolen by the Rubik, enables him to pick off that Bounty Hunter with toss AoE. Now we're going to continue going in. Lasso's down, but the Ravage is up in 10 seconds, so this tower really doesn't have long for life. Lifestealer's got an Ion Shell up on him. He'll be able to push this tower pretty easily. Queen of Pain's going to come in, possibly looking for some harassment as well. Venomancer dropping the wards that he can. Not really able to slow this push down too much. Napalm stacks, Ion Shell, and spam of a lot of AoE abilities are allowing the Radiant team, Turn of Fate, to really keep this push up very well. Tower's going to go down, no deny. Lifestealer gets the last hit, and this could possibly go high ground. Darkseer, I think, is a wall. Yeah, he does. Level 2 wall, in fact, as well as a level 3 vacuum. But no, instead they're going to rotate towards the Roche Pit. Got lanes pushed out. This is a possibility here. I don't think there's Dire Ward scouting this out. This Dire Ward, of course, as I'll show you, does not get to see this Roche at all. This is completely invisible to the Radiant, and moreover, they've got all of this vision sitting through here. So, although the Dire probably know what's going on, they're not really in a position to come contest this, because I think there's just too much of, at this point, there's just too much of a level difference on the Radiant side. They've got level 12 Rubik, level 12 Lifestealer, and a level 11 Darkseer. Just really too much level, too much strength, and I think a good item difference as well. Taking a look at these items while this Roshatim goes down, Lifestealer has to back off. He's very low. Goes and toggles his armlet. See a Blink Dagger up on the Bat Rider. Force F on the Rubik. Most of a pipe up on the Darkseer. No finished boots, but he doesn't need them. Arcane boots also up on the Tidehunter. Gale's going to go down, hit a couple people in this Roche Pit track as well, but the Roche at the Aegis is going to fall. Lifestealer immediately dies, but he has an Aegis, doesn't matter. Devd is backing off on the back rider. There's a Ravage hitting on the high ground. I don't really know if that caught anyone. We see a Venomancer ultimate going down too, but it looks like Lifestealer has already gotten a kill. Bat Rider goes invisible, runs away. Lifestealer gets a double kill, bringing down the Venomancer as well. It looks like Queen of Pain did manage to find herself a Tidehunter, but that's it. Oh no, does manage to pick off the Bat Rider as well, so double kill on the Queen of Pain. So Smog is able to get some kills in the background here. 3, 2, and 1 now. Possibly could be in trouble though, because here comes the rest of the Dire team as she gets picked up. Force that forward from the Lifestealer. She's going to blink TP away. Should be just fine there. Sitting in a corner where you can't really see here. Meantime, looks like this Darkseer is going to come back up, farm a little bit more on the top lane, finish up his pipe. He does need that recipe, which is fairly expensive, 900 gold, I think. Well, I don't know. What is the recipe for a pipe? Let's go take a look. Recipe for a pipe is 900. Yeah, right. Cool. I like it when I'm right. Please continue farming. Get that up. That's going to allow them to really be able to push a little bit more securely. We do see that although they have a 12,000 gold lead and a 14,000 experience lead, you've still got that Quap ultimate, you've still got that tiny AoE damage, the Venomancer anti-push with his wards, and also that tiny burst damage, really keeping these guys back and forcing a lot more difficult of a time when it comes to pushing. You'll see a tier 1 tower push. Orange is TPing in. That's Lifestealer He's going to go Magic and go straight in onto this Tiny. Here comes Bad Rider 2. Lasso means that this Tiny is going to go down immediately. Firefly up, looking to get another kill. Might not be able to do so. He's got Blink Dagger cooling down in 4 if he can find the Leshrac. No, he's not. Instead, we see this Darkseer running into the Venomancer surged up. He's going to have to back off because Bounty Hunter is there as well. Here comes the Bat Rider, though. Very aggressive play from Turn of Fate going up the hill here. Got a Napalm stack down against the Bounty Hunter, but I believe they'll be able to get away. That track extra movement speed, giving him that edge in terms of running away. So, very good engagement, though, coming from the Radiant side. Excellent TP from the Lifestealer. I guess the Dire thought that they would be able to get the stun off. No, but unfortunately not able to in the end. That Rage just being absolutely critical, coming in at exactly the right time, preventing any of those stuns from going off. And now he's got a Hyperstone on top of his Basher and 1,600 gold. So this Lifestealer is getting very, very quickly out of control. 5-0-2, has not died once this game. Excellent play coming here from Giggles McMuffin. Very effective farming and also very effective team fighting. See, also, so as you can see here in this terms of levels, in terms of last hits to the knives, and also in terms of, that's that buyback, I want gold per minute. Gold per minute, you see a very big lead coming from the Radiant. You still have Tiny hovering around 320, but that's not enough to keep up with this Lifestealer. He's about to get a big boost, almost up to 500, and he probably will get to 500 after he clears this Ancient stack, giving him just a big, humongous gold boost. Almost, that's a triple stack worth almost 1,000 gold by itself, up to 2,300 now. Probably going to rotate in. He can go either AC or Mjolnir, whichever one he wants to pick up, or he could even swing back and get a Scotty. Mid lane, in the meantime, you've got 4 Radiant heroes pushing in against 5 Dire heroes. This Lifestealer is going to have to get back in. He builds up, buys a TP scroll, so he will be headed over to that mid lane in the near future. In the meantime, though, this mid lane could get pushed out by just these 4 heroes. Of course, you've got this level advantage continuing here. All of the Radiant heroes are a higher level than all of the Dire heroes. The highest Dire hero is, of course, the Queen of Pain at 10. Going to see a big Ravage catching 3 immediately start out this team fight. Quap blinks out, but Venomancer is going to fall immediately. Vacuum Wall 2, adding even more DPS on top of this. Bad Rider picking up the Venomancer. Hunter gets the Leshrac, and Rubik with a monster kill, picking off the Tiny. K-Quan goes ahead and finishes off the Bounty Hunter. Quap the only one to make it back, I believe, unless she bought back. I don't believe she did. No, she just managed to get out narrowly. She's coming back in, getting a little closer to it. I got Ag Scepter. She's gonna jump in, immediately pick off the Rubik, ending his monstrous kill streak. That's a lot of gold. Gonna go ahead and get a little closer to finishing up that Aghanim Scepter in the meantime. I think that's Rubik's first death. Yes, it is. He was 8-1. Meantime, Lifestealer's just been on this top lane chilling. Brings down the top tower. No big deal. He's going to go ahead and head on out, see if he can get away before 2 Dire heroes come to pick him off. Queen of Pain as well as the Venomancer. Possibly. You could probably just take them. Doesn't make that big of a difference. 2 tier 2 towers already down. Tidehunter gets a Blink Dagger as well. So he's sitting pretty handily. He's got his level 2 Ravage up as well as a Blink Dagger. So we'll probably continue to see him getting some very, very good Ravages off. And your Darkseer's got his pipe up as well. Mana Boots now also, so he's sitting very strong. And your Lifestealer, has he finished an item? No, he bought something though. What's on the courier? Assault Courier. So he does go for the AC. And then probably after that he'll farm up the gold for an Abyssal Blade. Same thing. So he'll be able to do a stun even through a BKB should Tiny or Queen of Pain get one. And Bounty Hunter might be building one. Yeah, he is building one. Not very close to it at all. Doesn't have any more components for it on the courier. So Bounty Hunter's a little bit behind at the moment. Doesn't quite have that farm that he needs to be able to sit in these team fights, just to dish out some damage and dish out some track gold. And I mean, Bounty Hunter typically gives you that ability to stay in a very close game for gold earn, even though, like, right now we're seeing a 1,500 gold advantage for the Radiant. But typically Bounty Hunter's able to reduce that even when you're a little bit behind, just because typically, even if you're behind, you can still get off a couple kills in team fights. But what's been happening is this Bounty Hunter's been caught out first quite a few times in these team fights, so track bonus gold hasn't been applied at the start of the team fight, and as a result, even when a couple pickoffs do happen at the end of the fight by the Queen of Pain or the Tiny, there's no track on them, and so no track bonus gold. Now both teams are smoked up, heading into the middle lane. Bounty Hunter goes in Viz. We're gonna see a Ravage catching everyone. 5-man Ravage. Gonna see Venomancer falling immediately. Lasso down on top of the Tiny. He'll get picked up. Lifestealer gets a double kill, finishing off the Queen of Pain, the Leshrac as well. Triple kill now, monster kill streak, and it looks like no one on the Dire is able to get away. GG is called, go next. And that is it for your first game out of this best of 3 matchup. I'll be bringing you game 2 as soon as I can get it cast. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Kingdom. Follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and stay tuned to my channel for the rest of the series. Thank you guys very much. Keep up the Dota. GG's. Actually, I'll probably just wait. Yeah, wait until the score screen. Speed it up until then. I mean, game was... I already gave my outro. Kind of stupid. Speed up. Wait through a racks. A couple disconnects. Probably not going to be any fountain farm. I'm just going to see really quick. I mean, this game really came down to Bounty Hunter not getting picked off at the beginning of the team fights, as well as just superior laning and superior farming by the Lifestealer. Tiny, of course, can take out the Lifestealer, but, you know, and only if he gets that good start. He just got picked off a couple times in the top lane. So, there you go, guys. That was the game for you. Thank you for watching. And now this is for real the end. Follow, subscribe. This is Kingdom signing out, guys. GG's.